All right, man. Take us to the top 20.
All right, top 20. Deshaun Watson, Khalil Mack, Travis Kelce, Nick Bosa, Aaron Rodgers, Chandler Jones, Tom Brady, Bobby Wagner, Drew Brees, and Julio Jones.
Okay.
I feel like Deshaun Watson should be higher than Tom Brady. I feel Nick Bosa should be lower. Good. He had a really good rookie season.
Nick Bosa higher than Joey Bosa is interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nick, that 49ers front, it was nasty.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it was phenomenal. They're basically saying he was the best player on that defensive line, right? Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think that Armstead, I thought he was like the force on that line. I can see that. Yeah, I think
Fred Warner backed them up really well too. Fred Warner was a guy that came out of nowhere to be a really good player.
He's an awesome linebacker for him.
He was really good too on the front seven.
But for the most part, this list, nothing too egregious.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue at this stage of his career, Brady, but I think, looking forward, again, if you're looking at last year, kind of down, but if you're, looking into this year, I mean, man, the sky's the limit, I think this is going to answer a lot of questions. And again, you could talk all day about the Belichick versus Brady thing, who's responsible. I think they're equal parts responsible for the success there. So, I mean, that is what it is. I think it's going to be interesting to see because the whole offense has been built around, Brady checking down. That's the big knock on Brady. Oh, he can't throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field. Well, fucking Kenny, though? I mean, who was he throwing to? I mean, he had no deep threats on that team.
Julian Edelman, N'Keal Harry, and Mohamed Sanu, they could not get open.
There was no separation.
Yeah.
No separation whatsoever. And that's why he's throwing 70 passes to James White. You know what I mean? So I think in an Arians offense with all those weapons, I'm really interested to see if Brady can air it out. Because he's still healthy. I don't know if he's got the strongest arm ever, but it's probably okay. I think he's going to hit some guys that are going to get open for him.
When you watch the Patriots offense earlier in the season, like when they had Gordon and then they brought in Antonio Brown for a game, and like Brady looked good. Like that game against Pittsburgh, he looked great.
He looked real good. He put 53 on the Dolphins. Like that offense was humming, but I don't know. I think he's not the quarterback that's just going to throw guys open anymore, and I don't think he's going to dominate games like he used to. But you put him with all those weapons, even towards the twilight of his career, he's going to have a great year this year. Yeah. I have no doubt he's going to have a really good year this year.
If there's a year.
So if there's a season, he's going to be great. Yeah, that's tough. I like Watson up here. I think Khalil Mack could be higher. I think Khalil Mack could, if Khalil Mack was in the top 10, I'd be like, yep, I get that. Yeah. He can take over a game.
Yeah.
He's as dominant a presence on the defensive line as there is in the NFL. I'd say he's over Nick Bosa. He should be over Chandler Jones. Who, by the way, I really like Chandler Jones.
I do too.
No knock there, but I think Khalil Mack is better. So, I mean, I think, for me, if I'm talking defensive linemen in general, I think you go Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack might be that hybrid edge rusher outside linebacker type position, but Khalil Mack should be higher.
I think you go defensive players. Those might be the first two you start with.
Yeah, I mean, Khalil Mack, if I'm going to draft NFL players right now, and even, it sounds crazy, but Aaron Donald, as disruptive a force as he is, how old is he now? Was he like 28, 29?
28, yeah, I think 28.
Somewhere like that. Khalil Mack's, I think, still a little bit younger, right? 26, 27? Is he 28 already?
I think he's around 28.
Wow. Oh, man, time flies, doesn't it? I remember him at UB as a young man.
Yeah, I remember watching the game against Ohio State and just seeing just this Buffalo dude dominating.
That's one of my favorite college football games to watch ever. When he had UB in the game against Ohio, because he was just the best player.
Khalil Mack is 29, just turned 29.
Khalil Mack's 29 years old.
Just turned 29. He's born in 91, same year as me.
Wow, okay. I would have thought, I'm sure Bobby Wagner's 32 or something like that. I would have thought there was more separation between those guys. Because Bobby Wagner seems like an old stalwart from back in the day, whereas Khalil Mack still seems to me like a young, fresh player. But
yeah, Khalil Mack came into the league like 24. I think he's 23 or 24 when he his first year.
He was a little older?
In Oakland. And then Bobby Wagner came in at 20.
Okay. So that makes a lot of sense. So by that time, if 3 years old, there's that actually 6 years of separation. I get it.
Bobby Wagner is 30 years old. He legit just turned 30.
So Bobby Wagner's 30, and Khalil Mack is 29?
Bobby Wagner, he's definitely been in the league for forever.
Doesn't it? It seems like he's been around forever.
He got drafted in 2012.
Wow, that's kind of surprising. Bobby Wagner, he's a top 10. For me, you can move... Man, it's tough looking at this list, but, you You could move a guy like Derek. I think Bobby Wagner is the top. He's got to be the best linebacker in football. All in. I mean,
I would agree.
How do you not have the best linebacker in football? I feel like that's like such an amazing title to have, and not being in the top 10 is weird to me. But I think interesting that it seems like Travis Kelce's been dethroned as the top tight end. I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, let's go into the
run us down our top 10.
Let's do 5. Let's do 10 through 6, and then we'll do 5 through 1.
I like that.
All right, so 10, Derrick Henry, Stephon Gilmore, DeAndre Hopkins, George Kittle, and then Christian McCaffrey.
Okay. I like this list. This list has a bunch of just fucking good football players, doesn't it? Like this list isn't. It's like, Christian McCaffrey. He just think football. He's just he does it all, right? George Kittle, football player. The runs after the catch with that guy. There might not be anybody better with the ball in his hands. It's like just a big, strong, agile dude like Gronk in his prime after the catch.
That's exactly who Kittle reminds me of, is Gronk in his prime.
Yeah, Kittle's really good after the catch.
He's solid.
Big, strong. Just Derrick Henry. I just think of a football player, man. Like, he just runs between the tackles, just a bruising running back. Like, this is a really cool little section of players for me. And I think you could argue, maybe even McCaffrey a little higher, but then you look at the list of the names above him and you're like, no, you can't really. So I think that I think you could move Derrick Henry down for some of the players that we've talked about. Like if Bobby Wagner slipped in there, or if Khalil Mack slipped in there, I'd be okay.
Agree.
But other than that, Henry, the weird case for me with Derrick Henry is the way he just turns it on in the second half of the season. It's unbelievable. He's done it for the last few years now. He's good, solid player for the first 8 games, and then they just like unleash him in the second half of the season. He is a monster, dude. He's really good.
He got Ryan Tannehill a $100 million contract. Like,
for sure.
He got them that contract.
Sure. Yeah,
because like when people talk about the Tennessee Titans football team, and it usually starts off with Ryan Tannehill. Oh, Ryan Tannehill did this. It's like, Ryan Tannehill did his job. He managed the game. He made some throws. He was impressive.
He was good. He was good last year.
Derrick Henry literally carried that offense,
and that's what helped Tannehill get there. We can say that Tannehill made all the throws, which he did. Tannehill, he also made some nice runs. Yes. I think Tannehill is underappreciated for his athleticism.
Got to give respect to him.
He's very mobile. But yeah, man, Derrick Henry with that weird shit hanging out of the back of his helmet, whatever the fuck that thing is, man. That's the only knock I have on his game. Is wherever the hell that shit is.
You're not feeling the
log,
the dread tie.
That thing's terrible. I'm fine with the dread. It's the tie that's terrible.
The tie, you ain't feeling that.
I like the dreads coming out of the back of the jersey. I think that usually looks really cool.
Hey, it's actually pretty smart because you really can't. It's harder to get a grasp of it. Yeah,
that probably added like half a yard per carry to his average. So it's probably smart. But that thing looks terrible. That looks awful, right? Doesn't it look like just? Let's be honest, what it looks like.
I think it's kind of iconic. I think it's.
You think that fucking thing is iconic?
I think for him, yeah.
I don't know how to talk to you right now.
It's like a look. It's like one of those. It's like the Danny Tomlinson visor. Like LT, I can't imagine him without the visor.
You just compared that shit coming out of the back of Derrick Henry's helmet to LT's visor.
Yes, it's a
look.
I
can't talk to you. I don't know how I'm going to finish this list.
It's just a
how
look.
do I finish this list with you? If there are, okay, we're doing a list of top 100 fucking looks. Derrick Henry's shit coming out of his helmet doesn't even make the list. Not even close. LT's awesome visor fucking thing when he came out was so cool. That's like top 10.
I think Derrick Henry would be top 15.
Oh my God.
It's a good look.
Okay. If you say so.
It is. Okay. I like it.
All right. It's my only knock on his game.
I do agree with you though. I think you could take him out of the top 10 and you can replace him with somebody else, and I don't think anybody will argue with it.
Yeah, the rest of that list is nice there. I mean, Hopkins is awesome. I'm interested to see what he does with the Cardinals. That should be kind of fun. That's a fun little team. I'm telling you, that's a team. When we went through some of our scheduling, and we were talking about some of the teams in the AFC that have to go down and play the Cardinals. That's going to be a tough little team, man. They've got some really good players in some very important positions. Good young quarterback, good receiver. They've got a great running back, I think, in Kenyon Drake. We're talking about a guy that could have made this list. Yeah. How about Kenyon Drake, creeping into the top 100 there? I think you're going to see big things from him this year, but those Cardinals are going to be good, man. Mark my words. If not this year, then very soon.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. All right, and then round out the top 5. Michael Thomas, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Donald, Russell Wilson, and of course, number 1, unanimous MVP, big trust in the building, Lamar Action Jackson, rated number 1.
Yeah, I get it. Lamar Jackson is special. You know, he's different. There's nobody that looks like him when he plays the game. You know what I mean? It's hard to not say Mahomes should be up there. You know, but I don't know. And Mahomes was playing hurt last year, which is a crazy thing. He was really good, and they won a Super Bowl, all with comeback victories all throughout the playoffs. While he was playing hurt for most of the year. I mean,
they
Mahomes
went on a fucking 48-point run on Houston Texans. That was
Mahomes
stupid.
Is really good, man. I mean, he's got to be number one in my book. I like Russell Wilson where he's at. I love Lamar Jackson, man. I was proud to say that I drafted him in both of my fantasy leagues last year, and he paid dividends. I told you before the season started that I drafted him. I expected big things. I didn't expect this, right?
Yeah,
I did not expect what he
neither.
did, but I thought he was going to be very good and improved, and sure enough, he was. I mean, unanimous MVP. You'd think, okay, that's the guy you put number one on your list, right? That makes sense. I think the one that stands out of these five, I mean, man, you know, throw them in a hat, pick out names. I mean, these are all the most elite players at their positions in the NFL. But one for me is Michael Thomas. We've talked about him at length, you know, off air, and he's just a guy that his production is in bulk, right? He gets a ton of looks from Drew Brees in a pass-happy offense. And he's super consistent, and he's no doubt really good. But I thought, like, Offensive Player of the Year, I don't know how it doesn't go to McCaffrey last year.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, granted, you set the NFL record for catches in a season. Like, okay, that's pretty fucking good. But, like, and you kind of see Michael Thomas take over a game, like, in bulk, but you never see him, like, make the spectacular catch. You never see him, like, just blowing by dudes. I like Michael Thomas a lot. He's actually one of my favorite players, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't think he's better than DeAndre Hopkins as a player.
Let's play a game real quick.
Okay, go.
Real quick.
Yes.
All right.
I love games.
Okay. I'm going to name a name, and you tell me if you're taking this player over Michael Thomas or not.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right, we're going to do this.
Okay.
All right, let's start it off easy. Okay. DeAndre Hopkins. And we're just talking strictly to production player on the field.
So what you're getting from that player, because okay, all right, I'm taking DeAndre Hopkins over Michael Thomas.
All right, I'm going to list off some more names. Julio Jones.
Ooh, career or this year?
Period. Like, who are you taking right now?
Right now, today, it still might be Julio. It still might be Julio.
I agree. A mentally sane Antonio Brown or Michael Thomas?
Well, I mean, it's a large leap to say mentally sane, but Antonio Brown, if he's in his right mind and he's the player that he was 2 years ago.
All right.
Antonio Brown, no question.
Tyreek Hill or Michael Thomas?
Okay, you're going to hate me for that because it's not a fast answer, right? I think we're looking for like snap judgment here, but I think it depends on what you're looking for. If you need a game breaker, like if the rest of your roster is designed where you need a game breaker, then obviously Tyreek Hill. I think Thomas brings more consistency there. But if it's me and I'm building a franchise from the ground up, I think Tyreek Hill brings a different element than any, and I'm talking any receiver in the league. Tyreek Hill is different, right? Like he is a different player on the field. I still might say Michael Thomas, but that's about as close to a tie as you can get for me.
How about Mike Evans?
Mike Evans, I take all day. Mike Evans is a beast. Mike Evans is like a top two receiver. I really feel like Mike Evans is an elite player.
Yeah, and Michael Thomas, again, he's just one of those guys. And it's no disrespect to Michael Thomas. And I know it sounds like I'm coming off as condescending and disrespectful. He's awesome. We talked about it. The catches, he's awesome. He just never strikes me as a receiver that would literally dominate games. And I'm pretty sure there's people that's listening right now can go back and they're like, oh no, what the fuck you talking about? You don't watch him. He did this against this team.
He had 12 catches or whatever, but it's like they're all kind of low impact catches. He's never scored a million touchdowns. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't know.
Feel like he changes football games. No. Like it doesn't come off. Like I've never watched a Saints game and it's just like, well, fuck, man. Michael Thomas just fucking flipped this game on his ass. Yeah. It's just like he's in that same realm for me as the Keenan Allens, the Jarvis Landry's, just souped up. Yeah, you know what I mean.
He's very good. He's excellent. Yes. Don't get me wrong. He is a great player.
But it's hard for me to say he's the best receiver in the league. Yeah, it's hard for me to do.
It's really hard for me to say because he doesn't strike me as one that has the physical tools. He catches everything thrown in his direction. He might have the best hands in the league. You know, you could argue that for sure. But just the rest of his physical tools, I'm not sure that you put him on a different team that doesn't have Drew Brees, one of the most accurate passers of all time, and he doesn't have all those receptions. You know, there's something to say he gets open. he does it, right? So you can't knock him. Again, to go back to your Emmitt Smith analysis, I think that was great when you were talking about him with Cam Jordan being an apt